Yo, listen up, it's time for a tale about a podcast that'll leave you frail. Hard way wrestling coming at you raw, bringing the heat, breaking every law. They drop the truth, no holds barred, talking smack, getting you hyped up hard, calling out the fakes, exposing the lies. Hard way wrestling taken by surprise. Hard way wrestling coming to your city. Nothing but realness, nothing but grit. Throwing down the gauntlet, making them mark. Hard way wrestling straight from the heart.
Listen.
He actually listen, he's actually worse now than he was before. Welcome to Hard Way Wrestling. It is Monday. Gentlemen, how are we doing? T-Bone, Ricky, Scotty.
It's Monday?
It is
Cool.
Monday. Yeet.
Yeah.
It is Monday. It is Monday. Yeah, I want to jump on here today, go over a couple things. Short episodes. I think short episodes are the way to go. We had a ton of views on our shorter episodes. We had a real good turnout on Friday. A lot of people over the weekend liked Scotty's dancing. If you have not gotten a chance to go see Scotty's dancing, it is all over. It's just all over. It's all over. But go check that out. It's on our YouTube page, on our shorts. When he started pulling those moves out, Rick, first thing I thought was, "Good God, save some pussy for the rest of us."
I had to get the hell out of the way just in case he tripped and fell.
Scotty, all the women started like gravitating towards Scotty. Now it could have been inertia, I don't know, but they all kept moving towards Scotty, and they were breaking it down. They all loved it. Scotty was having a good time. You had a good time the other night, Scotty?
I had a blast. It was a lot of fun going to the to a Hardy party.
Hardy party.
Yeah.
Alex and Ariel's birthday party, both of them turned 18, and Scotty can't resist a teenage party. So, anyway, let's get right into it. SmackDown was a busy SmackDown on Friday, boys. Did you guys all get a chance to catch it?
I caught up on it
Only
late.
some of it.
Yeah, you
I caught very little of it, to be honest.
We're not gonna go into every part. We're just gonna go over a couple things here. The big one is the Bloodline, which we'll get to, but they have announced a women's mid-card title for SmackDown, the Women's United States title.
Who called shit?
What's that?
Who called that shit?
You did. You just said it on Monday of last week, or you would love to see a mid-card title, and they heard you.
Damn
they
right.
Heard you. Triple H, Paul Levesque heard you.
He did.
To give Ricky a belt. Don't give him a love life, but give Ricky a mid-card women's title.
Hey, love life don't pay too much. That's why my wallet's fuller.
Women's U.S. title looks exactly like the men's U.S. title, just a little bit smaller. Have you guys all got a chance to take a look at the belt and whatnot? So I'm
excited for Raw. I'm excited for Raw tonight to see if they announce a women's IC.
So that is the plan, from what I'm hearing, that they are going to, or what I'm reading, not what I'm hearing, because nobody fucking talks to me. But what I'm hearing, or what I'm reading, is that they are going to have a women's Intercontinental Championship title. So, which I think is cool. We talked about it for a while. Ricky, you elaborated, or we're all over it last week. We need another title for. There's so many women in the WWE right now that
this is the strongest the women's division has been.
Absolutely. There's a lot of deserving people for this title. Scotty, give me somebody who you think. We're gonna get in this real quick here. So give me somebody who you think is definitely worthy of this title. There's a lot of them, by the way, but they're definitely worthy of the title. SmackDown. Remember, this is SmackDown roster.
Well, again, I'm going to take a little bit of a different stance on this.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they need a U.S. title or an women's Intercontinental title. They're turning into freaking AEW. Like, I'm sorry, we didn't need the TBS title. We didn't need the women's title. Like, I mean, we didn't need an AEW women's title, I should say. WWE definitely needs a women's world champion. They need one women's world champion.
Oh, we know who Scotty voted for.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, but like an IC title, like I because I'm racking my brain of people that are on that list, and I'm like, and again, I'm not sure who's on the SmackDown roster. I can't remember who's on SmackDown, who's on Raw. I don't remember offhand, but like I can think of maybe 4 women that might be viable for a mid-card title, and one of them technically should be in the actually 2
world
of them
title
tendered for the women's world title. So yeah, no, I'm taking a completely different stance on it. We don't need these titles. Like, the women's division in WWE needs to be scaled back, in my view.
Wow,
you hater.
They need to like keep it at the Charlottes, the Beckys, the Baileys, the Rheas. I'll throw Liv in there, the Livs. Keep it at those women, and that's it. Like, yeah, you can have these other women wrestling, you can bring them up, build them to your next women's world champions, but we don't need a belt to push another. Like, the IC belt was a great belt in the men's division because it brought guys up into that next level, but to have, like, we don't need, like, just because the men have got it doesn't mean the women have got it.
T-Bone, do you feel the same way here?
No, not actually. No, I don't. They got too many women, not enough belts for the women. Like, there isn't it. Only so many women can go after the world title, and only so many tag teams in the women's division go after the tag team titles. They do need a mid card title, and I mean, me and Scotty may disagree, but I see his point on that. But for me, if they're going to give the United States women's title to anybody on SmackDown, I think it should be Chelsea Green. She's the most entertaining to me.
Yeah,
absolutely.
What is your opinion on this, Ricky? You called it the other day. I mean, I said, Scotty's in the minority here with this.
He is.
With this take, which is fine.
I think he sees too many. I think he sees too many AEW belts, and it's getting him scared that WWE is going to overdo it. But WWE doesn't have an International House of Pancakes belt. They don't have an IHOP title.
You also got to remember, a lot of those belts for AEW, there's a Ring of Honor. There's a whole other brand there that they basically intertwined or incorporated with their regular brand, which makes it look watered down when you got 2 trios titles, which I think they've backed off on that now. You got 3 world championship titles now. No, actually, I'm sorry, 2 world championship titles. Ring of Honor, and
they don't keep theirs separated like WWE and NXT does.
Correct, unless it's Crown Jewel.
Well, yeah.
So,
at least that's just an exclusive title just for Crown Jewel. It's not like it's being added to the group and defended everywhere. But yeah, I'm all for the mid card title. This is a very strong women's division that they have on both shows. And there's a lot of women that could use the push and deserve this title. And like I said, Chelsea Green is an excellent choice to win that.
I'm going to tell you what this belt is to me. Both of these belts that are in the Intercontinental hasn't been announced yet. We're guessing that it's going to be one, but we don't know. This is a morale boost for the women's division.
Amen.
You, at your job, you have a boss, right? You have a big boss, right? There's a big boss.
Final boss.
The final boss, right? Okay, we'll call him the final boss. Not everybody's going to be that final boss. Not everybody can get to that status, whether it's because you didn't go to college or because you're a dum-dum. I mean, there could be all kinds of reasons why you're not ever going to be the main
Well, I
person.
mean, at my job, if you're
Or
the
you're
dumb
so
dumb, that's how you
stupid,
get
they
there.
put you, yeah, they put you at the top. So, but you have people underneath them. They're managers, right? They're assistant managers. There's head associates, whatever you want to call them. You know, the different rankings of
Leads.
people. Yeah,
The
figure eight.
workhorses.
Yeah, yes, and that's yes, the workhorses, the people who put in the work every day. You have women in these divisions that'll never sniff the world title. Chelsea Green is never, as much as we love Chelsea, she's never gonna sniff unless it's a Money in the Bank goof situation. She's a comedy piece to wrestling.
She's
She's never gonna
female
sniff.
R-Truth almost.
Yeah, she's never gonna sniff, right? As our truth, there's a good example right there.
He's a former United States champion, I
Yes,
believe,
but has he ever been the world champion?
Not
on
on
WA,
WWE.
and that's it.
Yeah, Piper Niven. Great wrestler, great little gimmick, powerhouse. Will she ever sniff the world title?
Hell no.
Most likely not. One that I
Closest she
pick,
got was Clash at the Castle.
yeah, the one that I would pick that would be the top of this title picture here, the U.S. title picture, that will never get a sniff of the world title is Michin.
Yep.
Yeah. So Michin is she is an improved wrestler, right? She's an improved wrestler, but she's not Nia. Well, I don't even say Nia Jax. She's not
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair. You know, she's not Bianca Belair. She's
Not
not
Asuka.
Jade Cargill. She's not Asuka. She's not Liv Morgan. Even though Liv Morgan should probably be in these years, probably spend more time in his U.S. title picture than anybody. But this is a title that gives morale to the other women and gives them something to achieve, right? So that's how I look. And honestly, that's how I look at it. Scotty, your opinion is your opinion. I'm not, I can see I see exactly where you're coming from. But it gives people a chance to hold a title in a company that will never hold a title.
Okay.
Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
Well, then here's where I would draw the line. I would say if you want to do that, fine. Then make an entire brand out of the women.
Jesus, no.
No.
No, yeah. I mean, because here's my view on it. Like, in my view, again, I do like Chelsea Green as well. You know, we brought her name up. We'll go with her. Like you said, Jason, she'll never see a world championship title in her future. But in my view, because of that, like, and it's an R-Truth situation too. I mean, again, the guy is very popular. He has done a lot in this business, but he's never going to be a world title contender. In my view, some of those names, there is, to use a biblical expression, there is the wheat and then there is the chaff. And sometimes you got to get rid of the chaff to get to those really good stars that are going to be the wheat for your company. And, a Chelsea Green, a Michin, I'm sorry, like whatever I can't even remember what her original name is, but she is a good wrestler, but she has gone downhill since they changed her name. And
Are you trying to say the cream always rises to the top?
Cream, yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you're gonna do, if you want to have all these belts for the women, entire women's, give them their own version of NXT. That's a women's only division, and just let them run with it.
Would
you remember they did a women's only pay-per-view
Evolution
and nobody gave a shit about it?
No one. Well, I mean, I watched it. I watched it, right?
I didn't.
Yeah.
But hey, you're talking about adding these belts to a Raw and to a SmackDown. If nobody's gonna give a crap if they take a women's division and put it on its own and make it its own thing with all these belts, you really think they're gonna give a crap when they just add a belt to Raw?
But it's not all these belts. It's one more belt for the women and one more for Raw,
one
more
per
for
show.
SmackDown. Yeah.
Yeah, and it gives you another storyline to focus on.
Which basically
you do realize in January, you do realize in January there's going to be both shows are going to be 3 hours.
Yes.
God,
So I mean, there's like I said more storyline to put in there.
Yeah.
again,
No, I do.
let's go.
I do want to say if they do bring the Intercontinental title for the women, I think they need to do the original like '90s look for the Intercontinental title for the women.
It'd be nice, but they won't do it. They're going to keep
I
it
know,
exactly the same, just a
One can
white
hope.
strap.
One can hope, right?
Bring back the butterfly title.
The
What?
Divas Championship.
Yeah, bring back that.
Nah,
It's got Chelsea written all over it.
The nip slip
that
title.
does. Yes, I could see her wearing that.
Yeah. It just it adds to the product. It adds. I think it in this case it adds to the product. AEW's case, if they decide to add a mid card title for the women, they can't even get their main women's title is boring. Right?
Don't they have? Don't they have? They have the TNT
No.
TBS title
Yes,
or whatever
yeah.
for the
Yeah.
women. That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a mid card title.
You're right.
And then they got
That's
the
like
women's
your-
world title.
That's like your television title.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but I'm just saying that's their mid card title, and then they
And
got
it's being held by
the New
somebody.
Japan. They got the New Japan Strong title on Mercedes Moné.
Exactly, and that's why I don't watch the television when she's on there. Is because she's god awful.
Yeah.
She put out a tweet or something today claiming she's as good as John Cena and The Rock or some shit. I was like,
Who's oh Tony his midday
She's taking
high.
bumps. She's taking bumps with Tony.
That's what it is. Did Jacksonville lose this weekend? Is that why Tony's all on a high horse here about?
They've lost every weekend almost.
I don't know how they did. I know Cowboys took a tough one last.
I think they lost. I think they only scored 7. So anyway,
Unfortunately,
I think it's just my opinion. I just think it adds to the product. Other products, AEW, no, please don't add another title. Please take some away. Do not give us anything else, or fix the women's division, the top of the women's division, in AEW. The women's division in WWE has come such a long way, right? It has come such a long way from bra and panty matches and humping the boss. I think this shows that they're all in on the women. I think this shows they're all in on the women. So
yeah, I think they have been for a while now, especially the last like 3 or 4 years, definitely.
yeah. So
I will say this, and this is my last thing. Give it 6 months, and then we'll see where we're at with it. Because in 6 months, I guarantee you guys are going to completely reverse your take on it. You'll be like,
well, I think it depends on who wears it, right? If they put this belt on Jade Cargill, who should be in the top division, then no, I'm not interested in this title. If they put this title on Naomi, I might be more interested in it, right?
Yeah,
Because
it's going to depend on who has it and the story.
If Charlotte wears this title, forget about it. It's not. She's above this title. I don't want to say yes. I'm going to say Charlotte's above this title. Jade is above this title. Bianca's above this title. Becky, when she comes back, she's going to be above this. Oh, she's Raw, right? She's Raw, I think. So right now, we don't even know where Becky's at. Becky's birthing babies. But
I think she said she retired or something the other day, didn't she?
I think that's a rumor. She's not retired. She's not retired.
Possibly.
She just didn't get the money she wanted.
That was also not true. That was a rumor that they asked for She asked for $2 million and they turned her down. I think that they would love to give her $2 million and get her back in. I think $2 million is on the low end. So, but if you're going to put this title on, if you're just going to put this title on a big name, I don't care. I want to see people that are the Blair Davenports, the people coming up from NXT having a shot at this title. Those are the people I want to see win this women's US title. So,
well,
anyway,
we need to see what's the girl with the PJs in NXT. We need to see her win it.
Oh shoot! Yes.
Narcolepsy girl is all I call her because she always falls asleep in the ring.
What? Sue Young. Sue
Is
Young.
that WWE's answer to Orange Cassidy?
I think so. Yeah.
Could be.
Scotty, what are you going to do at Full Gear when Orange wins that title?
God.
Wow.
That's sad. That'll be a sad day in wrestling.
He wins that title, and I will declare AEW dead on arrival.
Yeah, I think we'd be more interested in all the AEW people getting Agent Orange than than him actually Orange Cassidy winning.
Hey.
But anyway, we're not an AEW show tonight. We were WWE. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Marco Stunt comes out of retirement and beats Orange Cassidy for the title.
Okay, it's very possible. I mean,
Yeah,
it would pop a rating.
Oh,
Anyway, boys, the Bloodline is back, baby.
yep.
That's it. That's right. Throw up your ones. SmackDown opened up with Roman in the ring, talking to Jimmy and Jay, and Sammy comes out and basically tells Roman, "I need an apology." Roman says, "Apologize to you," and he goes, "No, apologize to Jay." So Roman basically shits all over that and says, I'm not apologizing for nothing. I don't have time for this stuff, and basically leaves the ring. So later on, we get a ceremony for the new bloodline, acknowledging Solo Sikoa. So later we get that. Roman interrupts it, comes down and challenges Solo. Solo says, "No, I challenge you. If you can find 4 other guys in the back." Now this is very important. I'm going to go somewhere with this. He said, "If you can find 4 other guys in the back, then I will see you. We will have this. We will have this match." Roman says, "I only see 4." Of course, Solo has to count everybody. They even counted Tungaloa, which was very surprising. I think they hate this guy. I think they just hate this guy. He looks good until the bell rings.
Yep.
And then
Was that him? Was that him in the face paint in that picture you had with you
Yes.
dressed as
That was Tungaloa.
the evil Mickey Mouse?
The evil Mickey Mouse. Yes. Bruno Mouse is what I was. So
Oh,
he
fucking
said,
Billy Bob Barnhart.
that makeup looked good when I left the house. By the time we drove 2 hours to this event, I looked haggard.
Yeah,
I looked really bad. I looked
It's
tired.
creepy yet hilarious.
It was creepy. Like I could have stole children that day. So
Looked like you were coming from a comedy club. You should have had a fucking glass of whiskey and a cigarette hanging out of your mouth.
yeah,
I honestly thought you were gonna make some of the babies in that room cry.
this one child,
Yeah.
eyes wide open the whole time, would not take its eyes off me. Just make sure. I'd probably traumatize this child. For sure. He'll never be able to go to Disney. But anyway, Solo counts Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, Jacob, and he says, and the 5th guy, or the 4th guy, and myself, and the 4th guy is my boy Sami Zayn. Of course, Sammy comes out. They jump Roman. They beat up Roman. Jimmy and Jay run past Sammy, get into the ring. Jacob, beats both of those guys down. Then Sammy comes down to the ring, gets in the ring. Solo holds Roman up, wants him to kick him. No kick for Roman. The kick hits Solo in the face, takes out Solo, and we get all 4 guys in the ring. The OG Bloodline holding up the ones. First off, what did you think of this moment? What did you think of this moment, Rick? Did you see this moment?
Yeah, I did catch that because fortunately it was right around closing time, so I'm standing at the lobby waiting to lock the doors. So the TV app saves the day.
Yep.
And I logged on to watch the last part of that segment. It was a great segment. It's one of those feel good moments that you wanted to happen. And again, further progressing such an amazing story that they got going on now.
Yeah.
So I definitely looking forward to War Games.
Yeah. T-Bone, what'd you think of this?
I thought it was fantastic. I saw Sammy kick Solo in the head and everything, and I thought it was awesome.
It was a good kick, right? It was really good.
Yeah,
Really
was really good
snug.
kick.
Snug.
I think, though, at War Games, we're going to see a swerve. I think Paul Heyman's going to show up and turn on the original Bloodline.
Oh, wow.
I'm calling it.
Shut your mouth right now. Blasphemy to Bloodline blasphemy. Scotty, what the hell?
Yeah, I know, right? No.
Ruin my night.
Terminalitis talking.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's
That's not a bad thought, though. It's not a bad thought.
I saw the clip of this, and again, we know that they're, like we've called this. We've said, they're building this for War Games. They're going to, Jimmy's going to come back, then Jay. Well, no, it was Roman first, then Jimmy, then Jay, and we were kind of like, all right, so who's going to be the other one? Was like, are they going to reunite with Sammy, or are they going to pull Cody into this? One way or another.
Did we even talk about Sammy getting back with these guys, or did we just
Okay,
figure
yeah.
like, heck?
No, I said he was. No, I said Sammy was going to come back just because it had to be the OG Bloodline.
Yeah.
But one way or another, like, we were just kind of like, what, who is going to be the last one? Was it going to be Sammy? Were they going to try to pull Cody into this? But here's where I'm kind of I'm on the fence about this, because just like I watched the Crown Jewel, and I watched the match with, the old versus new Bloodline, the 3-on-3. And the one issue I have is that I am loving the drama of the story. I am loving watching these guys. Like last week, before Crown Jewel, Jay comes out, cuts that amazing promo on Roman. You disrespect me again, I'm out of here, that kind of thing. And Roman throws the heat out, and just like
He even had Yeet on his shirt this past week.
He's got a new shirt that says Yeet.
Right up in the corner.
Yeah,
He can't keep up with Roman's shirts. He's got more shirts than Danhausen.
right. But you're watching this drama unfold, and the drama is good. And then sadly, the matches until the finish, the matches are kind of blocked. And it's where I'm kind of like, again, I'm wanting War Games. I'm wanting to see how this is going to go, but I'm also a little trepidatious about it, because I'm just like, because there's going to be an ending. There's going to be some kind of wild finish. The Rock will come out. Maybe Paul Heyman will come out. Who knows? Like, there's going to be some kind of wild finish. But it's the match itself that's and War Games is such an iconic stipulation. So it just is like, I want to see them do well in this, but I kind of am like, every match leading up to this, where what they've done has been kind of, again, there's nothing wrong with the matches, but they've just been kind of blasé till the finish. And I'm hoping that they will not do that with War Games, that they will kick this one up and really turn it on and make this. Because I don't know what they're going to do going forward. We knew where they were heading. We knew they were heading to War Games with this, but where do they go after this is the next question. So that's why I kind of interested to see who makes, like, T-Bone said, will there be a turn? Will Heyman turn on the original? Or is Rock coming back to support the new Bloodline, and how is this all going to go down, and where do they go from here?
T-Bone, did you have a comment, or were you throwing your words back
I do. I forgot about the whole Rock being involved for a second, But if the Rock does get involved, I see the main boss, or whatever, the big boss, whatever he calls himself, final boss, versus Roman at WrestleMania. That's what I see they're going to build to, in my opinion. I think that's where they're going. Or they're going to have The Rock lose to Goldberg in his final match, one of the two.
Absolutely not.
Or John Cena. Something's going to happen to that.
They already did Rock and Cena.
John Cena's winning the world title from Gunther.
You think?
I originally
I think
read
it'll win the
that they
Rumble.
were only going to do a 4-on-4 for this one instead of the 5-on-5.
That
But
was my next question.
if they do the 5-on-5, obviously, I got to say it's the final boss on the new Bloodline side, and Cody gets pulled into the OG Bloodline because Cody's got really no story going on right now for the WWE Championship. So,
But what if they don't pull Cody in and they pull somebody else in that's close to Paul? What if they pull in Punk, or what if they pull in Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, Heyman.
We're not going to see Brock.
no.
This
Well, Brock
lawsuit's still going on,
talks.
buddy. With this
They're
lawsuit, we're not
saying
going
he's
to.
still in talks.
What if the wise man is the fifth man?
No need.
I don't see Heyman wrestling at his age, but that would be cool, I guess.
My thought is they are. I feel like they need to bring a fifth guy in for this, and only to continue another story. I would think that Kevin Owens shows up for the bad bloodline, and Randy Orton for the good bloodline.
Yeah, could see that.
That would be
'Cause
interesting.
again, it's another thing of I mean, you got Jimmy forgiving Roman, you got Jay forgiving Roman, you got Sammy forgiving Roman. Now will Randy forgive Roman for putting him out for a year and a half?
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
I
yeah.
like that. I do. That's interesting. That's interesting.
Well, let's hope that's what it is, because I feel like this does need five. This does need five.
Well, they've had so many different elements this past 2 years. This storyline's been brewing. They got so many elements and layers. They could go anywhere with it. Really,
You know what?
But
Here's
they
what,
do need
Remember,
to make
Randy returned at War Games last year.
Yeah,
I got a prediction. Mark
Is it a
Mark it.
prediction or a spoiler?
Is not a prediction. It is a spoiler. Tungaloa, they're all in the cage. They're all in the
Oh,
ring,
Jesus.
except for Tungaloa. He is the last one to leave the cage. And
Because he
as the
falls
cage,
asleep in it.
probably because he missed his spot. He was supposed to go second. As they open the cage, the Rock's music hits. And he tells him, "Get back in the cage, dummy."
No, get back in the cage, boy.
Yeah, that's what it is, boy. He's got his belt, and Roman takes Tungaloa's spot, so Tungaloa doesn't have to hurt anybody or miss a spot. Keep Camacho in the cage.
They'll bring him out first so he doesn't miss his spot out of the cage.
He might just start in the ring. Let me just go ahead and put him in. When the cage comes down, he'll be in it already. So anyway, I remember Heyman saying that we weren't even close to finish with this story. So it had a little bit of a lull, but man, it is starting to pick up.
Yeah.
Business is starting to get pick up. So
Wait, not throw a curveball in here, but what about the women's War Games match?
well, I don't think we know what the women's War Games match is going to be yet.
Like, really, I don't know that there's even any like big storyline yet, and they usually do a women's one every year now too.
Yeah. Yeah, we have not.
That's a good question.
No idea.
Wow.
Everything's been so geared around
Bloodline.
Yeah.
do you think they will not do one this year because they're going to be wanting to keep? Because that's always the thing. Like, and that's something else that I have an issue with, going back to the women's thing. The fact that it's a women's Royal Rumble and a men's Royal Rumble and a women's War Game and a men's War Game and yada yada yada. Everything doesn't always have to be equal, but
Well, we're gonna get a brand versus brand. It doesn't have to be, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be in a War Games match, but we could get a brand versus brand, red versus blue.
That would be cool for the women.
Yeah, yeet versus no yeet.
Well, I mean, I think what they could do more with that is more the women's side of things. Do the original 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match as the women's side of things, and then do the War Games, because War Games is not an elimination; it's everybody in the ring until somebody gets a pinfall.
No, we got to have war games because we got to see EO put a trash can over her head from on top of the cage and then dive off.
Jesus, I hope not. God, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. All right, well, that's going to do it here for Heart Rate Wrestling. Those are our topics for today. We will be back later on this week. Will not be Friday because I am booked solid for 2 shows this weekend. I get to hang out with Buff Bagwell on
Give
Friday.
me an autograph.
I hate to be a mark, but I'm gonna have
Oh,
to talk.
me?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to be a mark. Send me a
Better.
figure. Send me a figure.
No, don't get his autograph. Get his mom's autograph.
Oh yeah, Buff Bagwell in a pole match or Buff's mother in a pole match.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll probably want my autograph most likely. So I'll make sure that he gets one of those.
Who you gonna sign? Juanita Cross or?
Definitely. Jonathan Delacroix may make an appearance this weekend at some point, somewhere. Who knows? So that's not a
Just
spoiler.
put the Mickey Mouse face paint back on.
Yeah, please.
That'd be too inside. Like all the Hardy kids would start crying.
Or laughing.
Anyway, that's gonna do it here, boys. We'll see you guys next time.
On the hard way.
Later.
Conan.